chapter 57, basic earnings per share and diluted earnings per share. So earnings per share under PAS 33 is the amount attributable to every ordinary share outstanding during the period. Thus, earnings per share pertains only to ordinary shares. So when we say earnings per share, ordinary shares lang yun siya. So we have two presentations of earnings per share. We have the basic earnings per share and the diluted earnings per share. So public entities are required to present earnings per share, pero ang non-public entities were not required but encouraged to present earnings per share. So we have basic earnings per share. So the formula for BEPS is net income over outstanding ordinary shares. So ang denominator natin, is numerator is net income. So when we say net income, it is after deducting dividends on preference share. So the preference share, if ang PS is cumulative, so it is deducted whether declared or not. But if it is non-cumulative, then it is deducted only if declared. So take note, yung PS or preference share is for current year only. So we have the denominator, which is the outstanding preference share. So if there is a significant change in OS during the year, the weighted average of OS should be the denominator. So under sa OS, we have a share split and bonus issue. So ang share split and bonus issue should be recognized retroactively. And we have also the share issue. So ang share issue is, let's say for example, ang entity is nag-issue ng bagong ordinary share. So yung mga shareholders is yung company is ibibenta niya una doon sa mga shareholders. So the shareholders given an exercise price usually less than the fair value of the shares. Then the right issue includes bonus issue elements, and the BEPS for all period prior to the right issue is the number of OS outstanding prior to the right issue times adjustment factor. So ang adjustment factor is the ratio of the market value of the share right on to the market value of the share right. So ang market value of the share right on is equals to market value immediately prior to the exercise of the right. And then the market value of the share X right is the market value of the share right on minus the theoretical value of right. So on the formula for the theoretical value of one right is the market value of share right on minus subscription price over number of rights to purchase one share plus one. So we have illustration. So net income for 2020 is 7,200,000, and net income for 2020 is 6 million. Ordinary share outstanding on January 1, 2020 is 200,000. So on October rather, on October 1, 2021, the NTP implemented a bonus issue of ordinary shares in the ratio of 2 ordinary shares for each original ordinary share. So, nagkaroon ng bonus issue which is Ang one ordinary share is naging 2 ordinary share na siya. But take note, July 1 pa siya. Compare. So if a comparative income statement is presented, the basic earnings per share will be shown as follows. So ordinary share outstanding on January 1, 2020 is 200,000. So bonus issue on October 1, 2021 is 200,000 times 2. So we have 400. So ang total ordinary share outstanding is 600,000. So ang basic earnings per share for 2020, it is yung net income natin, which is 7.2 million over outstanding ordinary shares. We have 600,000 as what I have mentioned kanina, that it should be recognized retrospectively. So 7.2 million over 600,000. So we have the BEP for 2020 of 12. And for 2021, we have 6 million over 600,000. So ang basic earnings per share natin is 10. So take note that the bonus issue is treated as if it has occurred at the beginning of 2020, the earliest period presented. So, as I have mentioned, it should be recognized retrospectively. So next is we have potential ordinary share. So before natin i-discuss ang diluted earnings per share, so what is potential ordinary share? It is a financial instrument or other contract that may entitle the holder of ordinary share. So we have 3 major types. Number 1 is convertible bond payable. Next, convertible preference share, then share option and warrant. So we have dilution and anti-dilution. So dilution is when the inclusion of potential ordinary share decreases the basic earnings per share or increases the basic loss per share. So it is considered. So sa formula natin, di ba, kung magtaas ang denominator mo, so most probably ang result is mag-decrease na siya. So that is dilution. So anti-dilution is when the inclusion of the potential ordinary share increases the basic earnings per share or decreases the basic loss per share. So it is ignored. So most commonly is nagkakaroon tayo ng dilution kasi kung magkaroon ng mga conversion, so tataas yung denominator mo. Most probably, ang debts mo is mag-decrease. Dilution. Okay. Computation is based on the scenario as if. So ang ating scenario is as if convertible bonds payable is converted into OS, then the preference share is also converted into OS, and the option warrants are exercised. So illustration. This illustration is convertible bond payable. So an entity had the following securities outstanding at the beginning of the current year. So 10% convertible bonds payable, each 1,000 peso bond convertible into 10 ordinary shares. So 4 million. So ordinary share capital, 100 par, 250 share authorized, and 100 share issued, which is 10 million. Then net income, 5 million. Then income tax rate, 30%. So the first is we will compute the basic earnings per share. So net income is 5 million. So divide by outstanding OS or OS outstanding, which is 100,000. So ang debt is 50. Next is we will adjust the income. Since as if converted na ang bonds payable, we will add back the interest expense on bonds payable. So ang net income is 5 million. So add back the interest expense on bonds payable, which is 400,000. So i-deduct mo yung income tax, which is 400,000 times 30, 120,000. So we have 280,000. So we have the adjusted income, 5,280,000. Then to compute for that diluted earnings per share, we will add ordinary shares actually outstanding, 100,000. Then assume issue of ordinary shares through conversion of bonds, which is yung 4,000 times 10. So parang kuha ang 4,000. So 4 million, divide mo lang siya sa 1,000. So 4,000 times 10, so 40,000. We have the total ordinary shares of 140,000. So ang diluted earnings per share is 5,280,000 divide yung outstanding shares, ordinary shares, which is 140,000. So ang debts natin is 37.71. So another illustration, convertible preference share. So 10% convertible cumulative preference share, capital 100 par, 30,000 share. One preference share is convertible into 2 ordinary shares. So ang one preference share daw is convertible into 2 is equals to 2 or convertible into 2 ordinary shares. So 3 million. Ordinary share capital, 100 par, 250 shares authorized, and 100 share issued. So 10 million, net income of 6 million. So first, ang basic earnings per share, net income, 6 million. Preference dividend. So we have the 10% siya times 3 million. So we have 300,000. So ang adjusted income is 5,700,000. And then ang dividend divide by ordinary shares actually outstanding, which is yung 100,000. Ito, 100,000. So basic earnings per share is 57. So to compute for the diluted earnings per share, we have the net income of 6 million. Then ang ordinary share outstanding 100,000. Then since we will assume that it is converted into ordinary share, so we have the preference share na 30,000 times mo lang into 2, so we have 60,000. So So ang total ordinary shares natin is 160,000. So ang diluted earnings per share is 6 million divided 160,000. So we have 37.50. So that's it. Thank you and God